information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Mainstream news is even reporting what we told you years ago. Massive drone operations are being launched all over the United States. Police departments are spying on everything you're doing without warrants beyond the NSA. We're going to get into that at a LA Weekly. We've got just all sorts of insanely important news that is coming up. Guys, it's all my fault. I'm having trouble finding my stack of, it was like an AP article and a couple others admitting drone operations, watching the American people. I had that in my stack. I wanted to show that in the next segment. But you guys, I'll try to find it during the break, but if not, just reprint it for me. The reason, yeah, it's Sacramento Bee too. Yeah, print me that. But not from InfoWars. Print me the actual Sacramento Bee there, guys. Now, continuing, folks, the reason I went into that rant is they get up there on the news 2 years ago, and I hate to keep bringing up Drudge Report, it's what happened. Kurt Nimmo wrote an article about, all these articles about how they were using drones to spy on farmers and arrest poachers and people they thought were rustling cattle in North Dakota and places. So he wrote an article about it, and DrudgeReport.com picked it up. And then they had literally in the Associated Press and a bunch of other newspapers, not just AP Wire, they said, it's not true, there's no drones, no one's watching you. But our article had all these links to local newspapers and the FAA and the FBI and Border Patrol and the Defense Department and Wired Magazine. I mean, we weren't even breaking this. It was just an article, a boiled-down article. And that's why they don't like our articles. Because if Wired or somebody does an article, they just report on one thing. We at Infowars.com, at least most of the time, that's what I try to do, is we try to show you what's happening now, but then connect it to how we see what's going on. Like, hey, see all this backstory? What do you think of that? There's a bunch of this going on, connect the dots. And they came out and they said, hey, there are no drones, and this Kurt Nimmo story, yeah, it was 2012, about 2 years ago, does not exist. And, I mean, I had stacks of mainstream news admitting it was going on in government documents. And so that's why I get upset and start yelling and screaming, is because these people are a hoax and a fraud. They didn't want opposition farming to it before they PR'd it and rolled it out so that you would accept it. Just like the NSA spying I told you about 16, 17 years ago. Just like the torture camps I told you about 5 years before it was in the news. Just like everything we told you about beforehand. It's all in congressional hearings, government documents. It's all, I'd hardly break anything. It's already in the record. We just go tell you about it. You know, it's like I remember a couple of years ago, police departments got grants for light bulbs that get data down the power line and spy on everybody. And can even create an optic eye effect and watch you. That's how high-tech stuff is now. They have like one little chip in the light bulb. They also have data light bulbs. And they made national news stories saying I was a liar. But it's back in the news now saying, isn't it great the light bulbs are going to communicate with everything in your house? This is what's frustrating is, it's like the guy in the pizza place 11, 12 years ago. I remember because my wife was first pregnant. It was 12 years ago. And the guy walks in the pizza place and shoves me in the back. Conan's Pizza. And I turned around and I went, hey, you got a problem, man? He said, hey, I used to listen to your show. But I got a UT degree in biology. They don't have goats that are part spiders. I don't appreciate you lying. Now, when did you get a degree? Well, 1976, University of Texas. I went, man, just search engine spider goats. It's like CBS News, AP, you name it. And I said, and he started getting in my face. I said, listen, man, get out of my face. And I said some other stuff, but I'm not going to act tough because the guy was kind of bowing up. Guess he had a problem. But you know, it sounded Buck Rogers. He wanted to confront me. Now everybody knows about spider goats now. Imagine the Raw story run by the Democratic Party, who threatened me repeatedly when we post a blurb of their stories, you name it. Raw story comes out and says I'm internet only, which I'd be more proud of the fact if I would have started pure internet and dominated the way Matt Drudge did. I started AM and FM on my own off access, but still, I didn't start purely internet and dominate from internet only. In fact, there's really no one out there that's done that news-wise except from the beginning. There's been some more modern examples, but Drudge was the first. The point is, I am successful uphill in AM and FM radio, and to lie to their audience like that, when they have a long history with us, shows how they prey on you. They're predators. The facts are in. The studies are